All right, guys, welcome back to PA Farms. I want to welcome everybody. Another day here on the farm, and as you can see, this whole water here at the end of the door, this has been doing this for years. The water comes down, and this door flashing on top of the door isn't the best, and it gets behind the door, and there's something definitely to be fixed there. But anyway, subject to today's video, I have got my umbrella so I don't get the camera soaking wet. We are still getting rain. This will be day day four. We've had so many warnings right now. We have river flood warning, we have flash flood advisory, we have flood warning, flood watch, flood, anything to do with flood is what they have for us. So anyway, I'm just gonna go for a little bit of a walk today if you guys want to come along. The corn's like 8 foot tall here. That's nice. It's a little taller on this side of the road than it is on this side of the road. This was corn on corn, so you're gonna have a little bit not the yields you're gonna get to going from beans, but anyway, let's explore my let's explore here. This is where I was doing the tillage in my tillage video. All this was ripped up. This was where I was going to plant the turnips or the radishes to try to get this soil a little bit opened up here to get down to the drain tile. So the corn is underwater. I do have my rubber fireman boots on, and they are waterproof, but I start walking in here and that's it. I can walk from there to there, and I can't go any further because it's going to come over the top of these boots. So this might be about 3 foot high now. It's almost level with the bank here. So we got a lot of water. Basically, in summary, we have a lot of water here. A lot of rain. I think we're up to 7.5, 8 inches now in about 3 days, 2 days. This end is under some water. You can see it's just working its way down. I'm thinking the way this wants to drain now, it's filling up. And this is great. I'm not going to complain about this. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm kind of glad now that I can see what exactly this water is doing. So it's filling up, and the higher it's getting, it is coming and draining down this way. So it wants to go fill up in the center and then drain slowly out this way. And even in here, yeah, that's where it's draining. It's probably a good 6 or 7 inches deep there. So we look at the other side of the road, just as an example. This field has functioning drain tile. This drain tile on this side of the field works. And you can see there's a little bit of pools in there, but it is not the total flood. I think the wind is picking up here. It's not the total flood that this side is. So one thing that could be possible is to probably somewhere around the area of this pole here, dig a trench across the driveway here and send it out here where the drain tile is working, but then you're going to have a wet spot constantly on this side of the road. The other fix might be to dig a trench all the way along here, like a gully lower than the field, to get the water down. I don't know, there's probably stupid umbrella. It's getting windy, I'm getting wet anyway. Let me go back to the shed. This umbrella is going to collapse pretty soon. What I would like this to do is get to the drain tile. It's just this spot, and for some reason the tile here isn't working. So I have explained it before about subsoiling, and I didn't want to do that because if I do stick subsoil teeth in the ground. I looked at a subsoiler. It was a one tooth. I just something cheap. It was like $200 for sale. It was an older one, so it was heavy duty. It wasn't one of these newer ones that are light metal. It was a one tooth subsoiler for like $200, and I was gonna buy it and just run it through here as deep as it can go on the back of the 986 to see if I can't get the water. But if the drain tile is only down 2-3 feet, I'm gonna end up tearing it out completely, and it's not gonna work anyway, which it's not working now, obviously. So the idea behind the tillage radishes was to get them to dig down as far as they'll go, a foot or more, to see if we can open this hard soil up here. I don't know, I did a video on it. You guys can the tillage radish video, I talked about what the goal was here. So I was going to try to build the ground up here, but being that it's 3 feet underwater, I don't know. I'm just rambling on here, and I'm getting wet even with an umbrella. So I can go back up to the shed. So yeah, this is a field of working drain tile. If there was no drain tile under this field, this would be unfarmable on a year like this, and this whole field would look like this. So it is doing its job. This is why I was able to get higher yields off of this field last year, because the tile is doing its job, and bottom land that is well drained. So anyway, I'll come back with you. All right, so well, I don't want to be walking around outside. A couple things, couple updates. You guys that are interested, my International 45 Ibershank, you'll remember one of the wings didn't have a stand to sit on. We've got some flat steel here. We're going to make a stand for the other wing so that it's at least even, and it's a little easier to unfold. So we're going to have to drill through this. We're going to have to put some spacers in. It'll work. The other thing I got for the 45 Ibershank is a top wind jack, so it's not a nightmare to try to hook up or unhook. We can put the tongue on a jack, a proper jack. And I get one with the side wind, because the top wind I don't like, because you're always hitting your knuckles on everything. So we got the side wind. It's heavy duty enough, I guess, for it. So we have to weld this collar on to be able to support it. So we will be doing that. So I do want to work on that a little bit. So two things to make life a little easier there. So we got those things going today. All right, so I'm kind of at a loss now of what to get started with here. Painting is out of the question. It's very humid today, and the humidity is just unbearable. So everything's gonna kind of be wet. It's not the best environment to be painting, and it is so dark in my shed. I don't know if you can see. Like I said, I don't have any electric. To start the 560 fuel issue, I'd rather have a sunnier day that I can see that fuel, see in the tank, see the fuel coming out. We are going to get to that, and we do have some nice days in the forecast, but not for at least 6-7 days, so that's okay. We're going to let it sit there. So if I can't paint, I did go over all the fluids. I did grease everything. Everything is greased. All the fluids are good and everything. So we're good to go there. I can't go out and do any spot spraying in this kind of weather. An update, we got all the scrap metal out of there, up between the milk house and the shed here. All the scrap metal's out of here, and that was the first step to putting these fertilizer tanks away for the year. You can see I still have these 2 plastic tanks sitting outside. Some guys do let them out all the time. I don't want to let them outside in the sun all summer and winter and get them cracked. Like I say, that one tank cost me almost $1,300. Granted, the other one I got cheap, but I don't want them in the sun. So if you'll follow me this way, I don't know how exciting today's video is going to be, guys. It's just, like I say, with a vlog, some videos are going to be more interesting than others. But I want to stay true to the daily life and daily things that I do. And some days what I do isn't very interesting. So, all right, we got the scrap out of here. There's a wash machine, a rim, this whole... That there was a wooden feed bin for concentrate for the steers. When the steers were in here, that's where they kept the feed bin. They basically made like a wooden grain bin. I'm never going to use it because, for one, the roof leaks horribly there. It's a mess how all these roofs and walls come together, and it's rotted out the bin from all the water. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to use it. So I want to tear that bin out of there one of these days so you can get back around to the silo a little bit easier. It's just a pain trying to get back there, and the wood's rotten, so why bother? So all right, we got that project, and all the baler twine is still here from feeding small bales to the cattle in the 90s. All right, this tedder is going. It's gonna go. I don't need it. I'm gonna use the other one. I am gonna keep the John Deere rake because you can, in a bind, if something happens to my tedder, you cannot ted and still make hay, but you cannot not rake. You have to rake the hay, so at least I do. So I'm gonna keep the John Deere rake as a spare. This I'm gonna take and put on consignment at one of my dealers, I'm thinking. All right, so once the tedder's out of here, I'm going to clean up this dirt and mud that's all here. You can see it's kind of just going to come in with the loader and scrape this up as best I can, sweep this off, and I'm going to set the 2 fertilizer tanks in here under roof for the rest of the year until next spring when I need them. I think it's going to be a good place. They're out of the weather. I'm going to put them like on some blocks so they're not right down on the concrete. So that wagon is not mine in the back there. That belongs to a neighbor. I was hoping he would take it out of here so I can get back into there where the calves used to be. There is a concrete floor in there, get it cleaned up, and then another space to park some equipment. I was thinking maybe the fertilizer spreader once. I think the clearance is good. I was going to put the fertilizer spreader in here just because it's a nice place for it, and then I get it out of the shop down there. I can't get any hay wagons under here, or else I'd put 2 hay wagons. But anyway, I think we're going to set them off to the side here, the 2 tanks, so we have some room. So if we get a break in this rain, I don't want to get soaking wet, and I don't want to get the loader too muddy just because I want to start painting on it again, and I don't want to have to wash it off again. So anyway, I'm going to put my forks on the loader as soon as we get a break in this rain and get under those tanks and bring them in and put them here. So, all right. I guess that's where I'll end today's video. Like I say, this is just a daily vlog. I know today is just a lot of talking, but just to show you guys what I have planned, what's going on here. It is raining and raining every day now, so we've got enough rain, but there's more to come. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for tomorrow.